There you go.
Good morning, Greta. How are you today?
Good morning.
Good
I'm glad to be
morning.
here, and I thank you, O'Neill Senior Center, for letting us get together today and talk about our topic. I'm going to do a screen share so that I can pull up my PowerPoint, and we'll get going here. And that's not the one I wanted to pull up, so we'll just try a different one. Here we go. Let's try that one. Okay.
We've been having technical difficulties a lot these days.
Well, that's just how it goes. Let's see. Let me try another one. If I do that.
I see you again.
Yeah, that's the way it works. We're going to get there, I promise. So, here we go. All right. So, today's topic is, what is a food log and why do I need it? And I think the best way to explain what we're going to talk about today is kind of to start and just say what it isn't. So it's not about counting calories, and it's not about counting food groups. It's really about taking a look at what we're eating to make sure that we are getting all of our nutrients in, and that does include our food groups, and I'll explain that a little bit more. But you know, we're not counting carbs, we're not counting calories, we're not counting fats. It's none of those things. So on the first, can you all see my screen?
I can see it, yes.
Okay, so where it says my name, I work for Ohio State University Extension Office, and we're located in all of the counties, but I work in Washington County, and there are actually 3 of us program assistants who go around the county, and we work with schools, we work with senior centers, we work at libraries. So you may have seen us out in the community doing educational work. And on the screen, you'll also see my email address, lynch.668@osu.edu. And if you need to or would like to share any questions, thoughts, or comments after today's gathering, then please reach out to me, because I am checking that email as part of my daily responsibilities, and I'm sure to get right back to you. Down at the bottom of the
She's good about getting back to emails. I can say that.
Well, thank you. So down at the bottom of the screen, a couple of extra information pages. One is called SnapEdWorks, #SnapEdWorks, and one is #CelebrateYourPlate. Let me talk about Celebrate Your Plate. Sometimes as cooks, we get a little bored with some of the things that we are consistently cooking, or we just would like to have healthier recipes, but we really don't know where to look. Celebrate Your Plate is a lot of recipes in different categories. There's breakfast recipes, entree recipes, dessert recipes. So I encourage you to go there, celebrateyourplate.com, or #CelebrateYourPlate. You're going to find a wealth of information and even some videos that show how to make some of the recipes. So it's a really, really fun place to be. I'm going to take us to our next screen. This one is the My Plate, and I blew it up so big so that we could see it, but I cut off the dairy group when I did that. So up here in the corner is our dairy group, and does anybody on the call today know how many servings of dairy food we should have every day? Or want to take a guess? You can either shout it out.
Pat, we just learned this.
Well, let's not put Pat on the spot.
She might be muted. I'm not sure. She may be muted.
Let me unmute this lovely lady. Let's see. Let me see if I can do it. I don't know if I have control. I think that would be, you guys have to do that. Here we go, Pat. Can you hear us now?
I think she can probably hear us. She just can't talk.
Okay, let me see. I can't mute her because unless you give me screen responsibilities.
I'll have Kaylee do it.
Yeah, have Kaylee unmute everybody. Since it's a small group, we can do that. So we were talking about the dairy group. From the time a person is 9 years old throughout their lifespan, they need dairy. And the reasons are because of minerals that we are missing if we don't get them. And primarily those minerals are potassium, calcium, and vitamin D. So I'm still showing Pat as muted.
It's just that I just sent Kaylee a message asking her.
So 3 servings a day for dairy throughout our lifespan. And a lot of people think that that means just 3 cups of milk, but it could be yogurt, it could be cheese, hard cheese. There are other ways to get calcium and vitamin D and potassium into our diet. But if we're not focused on it, we could miss out easily. The next food group is the grains group. Half of our grains every day should be whole grains. And so that might be easier for some than others. Some people might have a fondness for brown rice, for example, while others have maybe never even tried it. We're going to talk specifically about how many ounces that we need here in just a minute. The protein group, very important. And you'll see on this side of the screen, the vegetables is the group that takes up the most space on the plate. That's purposeful. And again, it doesn't, it's specific to the types of nutrients and the amount of nutrients that we need every day to be healthy. And then next is the food group that kids seem to like a lot, fruit group. Adults seem to like sweets, but sometimes we don't always get our fruits in. We get our sweets in other forms. So the purpose of having a food log is basically to make sure that we're getting all of those nutrients. Now, fiber is another one that is necessary for us as we become older adults. Fiber is very important in helping us to just eliminate, but also to feel full. Sometimes as adults, we don't eat as much, or we may not eat 3 square meals a day, but a way to feel full and keep from snacking too much is to have foods with lots of fiber. So you may not be familiar with a food log. Now, I know Pat said that she was currently in a program where they talk a lot about food and they meet on a regular basis. So she may be more familiar with a food log, but I'm going to show you how very simple a food log can be. You're just simply writing down what you eat. And so I gave a very basic example here, and you may decide to make something more fun. But in my opinion, the most important thing about it would be to have it portable so that whether you're traveling to see family or on vacation or whether you're at home, it's easy for you to access and write in. So you just simply write down what you've eaten for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. And then we're going to go back and look at food groups. So let me show you what that looks like. I filled in a few. You can see that for breakfast on Monday, I had an egg. I usually have mine scrambled, but you could have it any way you wanted. I had a glass of milk and a piece of toast. For lunch, I had tuna on some lettuce leaves, did like a tuna wrap. And for dinner, green beans, a slice of ham, and some corn. Now you'll notice I didn't write the amounts down. You can, if you're also counting calories or if you're also trying to look at specific things, but today we're keeping it pretty basic. So then for Tuesday, I had oatmeal with applesauce. Now, I don't know about you, but that's how I sweeten my oatmeal. I like to dump some applesauce in there, and then I don't add any milk or sugar, but that's what I like. For lunch, a burger with some lettuce and tomato. For dinner, you can see on the screen that it says chicken breast and a garden salad. And then for Wednesday, I just see I have a little typo there. I have cold cereal down twice.
Back.
What'd you say, Pat?
Are you back?
Yes, we can see and hear you. Can you see and hear us?
Someone.
Oh, and we have someone else who's joined on their iPhone.
Okay.
Wonderful.
I can. Yes, I can.
Well, oh, there you are. Okay. Well, welcome to the person who just joined, and we are talking about a food log, and we have an example of one up on the screen. And we were just looking at Wednesday. I had written down some examples of what my food log might look like. So on Wednesday, I have a bowl of cold cereal. And don't be fooled, I didn't have 2 bowls. I just wrote it down twice. I'm still learning some technical stuff, and I forgot to delete the second one that I wrote there. Then for lunch, I had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and you can see I abbreviated. It's my food log, so I can make whatever I want in there. I could make, you know, a picture of a sandwich if that's what I wanted to do, whatever. Have fun with it. Picture of an apple if you wanted to, if you're an artist. Then for dinner, I had some vegetable soup and crackers. And with the temperatures being a little lower this week, I am thinking I'm going to make some corn chowder, but I might make some vegetable soup too. Then on Thursday, what happened? I slept in, so I didn't eat.
You skipped breakfast.
I did, which means for me, now I don't know about y'all, but for me, by lunchtime, I would be very hangry. I would just be not a nice person. But anyway, I did sleep in, so I skipped it. Then I did have some vegetable soup that was left over from the night before, and I added a grilled cheese sandwich because, of course, I'm extra hungry because I skipped breakfast. And then for dinner, I decided to pull out a frozen pot pie very quickly, and I added some green beans. So that's as simple an example as I can make it. And again, have fun with it. Make it whatever is for you. Now we're going to look at why would I do that? Well, let's look at Monday. Let me go back and I'll share Monday with you. And then we're going to write on the screen the food groups that you see. So on Monday, let's see, I had an egg. So that's protein, right? We would all agree that an egg is protein.
Yeah.
I had a serving of protein. I had a serving of dairy. And then my toast counts as a serving of grains. So that was breakfast on Monday. Okay. So we can, let's see, I probably can't because I don't have, okay. So on Monday, I looked at that. Now Tuesday, or so Monday for lunch, I had that tuna on lettuce. So again, I had some protein and I had a serving of a vegetable. Okay. And then on dinner time, I had a serving of vegetable. I had some ham, so that's protein. And my corn, now I could count corn as a starch if I were diabetic, for example, or I could count it as another vegetable. But when you look at Monday, who can tell me what food group is absolutely nowhere represented? Who can pick it up? There's the 5 food groups. Let's go back and look at all 5. So there's dairy, there's grains, there's proteins, there's vegetables, there's fruits.
No fruit.
Yeah. So I totally skipped a fruit. Okay. Now that happens from time to time. But fruits, that is part of your antioxidants that you're missing, which helps to ward off cancer, helps to make your immune system strong. So certainly fruit along with vegetables, that would be an important food group. So now I know I missed that food group on Monday. Well, let's take a look at Tuesday, okay, see if we did any better. So on Tuesday, I started off the day with some grains, in fact, a whole grain, so yay for me. I did a really good job with my oatmeal. And I remembered my fruits because when I was looking at my food log on Monday evening, I remembered that I didn't get any fruit yesterday. So I immediately added in my applesauce. Now I have had some fruit. For lunch, I had my burger. Now I had my burger on a bun. How many servings of grains would a bun represent? Does anybody know?
2.
Come on, Pat, we did this too.
I know. It was a bagel, was a fourth of a bagel.
Yeah, bagels.
Half of a bagel, or no,
half a
half
bagel.
of an English muffin. We did English muffin.
Okay. Well,
And half of an English muffin was 1 serving.
Yes. And the same would be, yeah, the same would be for your hamburger bun. So you have a top and a bottom. So you're having 2 servings. And so I've got my grains represented. And then I added some lettuce and tomato. And for the purposes of what we're talking about today, we're going to use tomato as a vegetable. Okay, we grow it as a fruit, but we're counting it as a vegetable. Now, then our chicken breast, okay, another protein, and then we had a garden salad. So that's a full serving. And for women need about a cup and a half of vegetables a day. Men need 2 cups, okay, in our senior age group. So a salad is definitely going to accomplish that. So let's look and see if you can look at Tuesday's meal and tell me which one of these 5 food groups was not represented. I'll flash it back here on the screen for you. So Tuesday, we talked about grains and proteins and vegetables, and we got some fruit in there.
I think dairy.
That is true. We can't fool Bonnie. Yeah, there's no dairy. So no dairy is in there. Okay. So you know what? I feel bad when I'm looking at my food log on Tuesday evening. I'm thinking, you know, I skipped my dairy yesterday completely. And that's where my calcium. Oh, we could. We could have a little dish of ice cream. And you're picking up, Pat, I think that was you that said ice cream, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about how to add things back in. So you hold that thought because that's a good one. Okay, so on Wednesday, let's see if we can find out which food groups are missing. So on Wednesday, I started off with cereal. Now, I don't know about y'all. I could have my cereal dry, but I put milk on mine. Okay. Then vegetable soup. Now, that's a great way to get all your vegetable servings in right there. So I had my vegetable soup. If I had a grilled cheese sandwich, because it's a sandwich, I'm having 2 servings of grains, and I'm getting some dairy because I used my cheese. Now, not processed cheese, but real hard cheese, okay? That counts as your serving of dairy. And then I had that beef pot pie. So let's talk about beef pot pies. I happen to like pot pies. We grew up eating those when I was younger, and there are some that are better quality than others. And certainly if you make one from scratch, you can really get all of the servings of vegetables in there that would count as a serving. But when I look at the ones that are frozen, not every brand is going to give me a whole serving of vegetables. So that's why I added the green bean serving, because I felt like I needed to add to that. But I'm also in the crust getting some grains. And then because it's a beef pot pie, I'm getting some protein. So take a look at Wednesday. See if you can tell me which food group did I completely leave out?
Fruit.
Fruit. Yes. And you know what? Pat was thinking about ice cream earlier, and we're bad as Americans about leaving out our food group that is important, our fruits and our vegetables, but we're really good about getting in our sweets, aren't we? So yeah, and so sometimes because we've had our sweets, we don't always crave our fruits like we could. So Pat was saying, hey, we could have added in some ice cream that evening. Let's think about how could we have added in some fruit. And let's go back and look at Monday. So on Monday, where I had an egg and milk and toast at breakfast, what fruit would you have added?
Strawberries, bananas.
Okay, would you put them?
Bananas? Yeah, bananas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Would anybody spread some peanut butter and put the bananas on their toast?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about the lunch, the tuna, and I was thinking, now this is just me, but I thought of apple slices with the tuna and my lettuce wedges. I thought, ooh, or maybe even a little apple slaw where I grated up my apple and put it in with my tuna. I thought that sounded good. And then
that's a good idea.
I thought so. And then at dinner, maybe, you know, ham and pineapple go really well together, don't they?
Oh, yeah.
And warm pineapple is yummy. So I was thinking I could have added, So the purpose of a food log is really just to take a look back and see where you're not getting all your nutrients, and then to think about ways that you could add those in very easily. So it could be something as simple as actually adding the fruit to what you're eating as a separate food group, or it could be as simple as adding the fruit to the recipe itself, like with the tuna or with the ham. Let's look at Tuesday and talk about vegetables. So on my burger, besides lettuce and tomato, of course, I could have added onion. I could have added some other condiments, vegetable condiments that would have made it really good. I could have added spinach leaves. You know, we forget about onion, but onion has a lot of iodine, very, very helpful nutrient. So there are a lot of things that we could have done. Would anybody have added a different fruit to their oatmeal than I did?
Blueberries.
I heard strawberries.
Strawberries.
Yep.
Blueberries and bananas.
Yes.
Strawberries. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. And we could do that same thing on Wednesday with our cold cereal. We could have had the exact same thing. So, you know, another fruit that I was thinking of on my burger that I had Tuesday, how about slices of avocado? Avocado. Yeah. And maybe
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
I thought that sounded really good. Yeah. I'm bad about buying avocados and then not thinking about all the different ways I could use one. I only think about
Right.
guacamole. But I also could have added it to my chicken breast and garden salad. So that would have been really good. What are some great ways that you guys know of to add fruits and vegetables to your meals? What are some favorite things that you like to do?
Add it to cottage cheese.
Yes,
Peaches and
that's a
cottage.
favorite of my husband. He loves his
Peaches and cottage cheese, or tomatoes and cottage cheese.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, cottage cheese is a good portal for other things, isn't it? And then you're getting your dairy as well.
Right. So can I ask a question?
Please do.
The cold cereal, how come you don't have the milk up there? Don't you have milk on it, or are you eating it dry?
I have milk on mine, and you're right, I didn't put it down as a on here, but I guess I was, you know, I'm glad you pointed that out. I was making an assumption that I was having milk with it, but you're right, I might not have been. But yes, for my cold cereal, I always have milk. Now, some people use cereal as a snack, and my cat is in the kitchen having a meltdown, so I'm looking to see what that noise is. I gave my husband the hairy eyeball, so he's taking a gander.
Get the cat. Yeah, get the cat.
Get the cat, please. But yeah, but some people eat their cereal as a snack, and they'll eat it dry. So, you know, you're right. I should definitely have put that in there. So what other questions or comments do you have about the food log?
I mean, do we put snacks on
So
there?
if we eat,
everything that you eat, you should put on the food log. And so that is a very good, question. What snacks you eat, and really anything that you eat. So for example, if you had eaten ice cream, then you would know you had some dairy that day. So you should put that down, whatever your desserts are. It's, I think, really important for us to understand where our foods fall into which food groups. So what are some other, let's back up here to the picture of my plate. What are some other common snacks that you guys like to have?
Ice cream.
Peanut butter.
Okay, so ice cream, so we know we're getting in our dairy. We have a scoop of ice
Okay.
cream.
So, but ice cream with peaches or black cherries, or, you know, the different kinds of, that have different kinds of fruit in them or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And chances are per scoop, you're probably not going to get a whole fruit serving. But if you were spacing fruit out and adding it through the day, by the time you got to the end of the day, you would probably have the recommended 1.5 cups of fruit that our bodies do need every day. as women, and men 2 cups. So yeah, that sounds great. In fact, those are some of my husband's favorite types of ice creams, are the ones with fruits in them. And if you made the ice cream yourself, then you could definitely be in control of whether or not you got a full serving. So great point, Pat. What are some other favorite snacks?
Well, definitely adding your fruit to the cereal. I mean, I love bananas in my cereal.
Yeah.
So that's always a good way to start the morning.
Yeah, that's an easy peasy one, isn't it?
Yes.
Definitely, yes. And for a banana, a half a banana is considered a serving. So if you put the whole banana on there, you're done for the day. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. And the thing that I like about as far as concentrating on
Yeah.
food groups, if you concentrated on the food group portion sizes, 3 cups of dairy, 5 ounces of grains, 5 ounces of protein, 2.5 cups of vegetables, and 1.5 cups of fruits for women. We up that just a smidge for men. But if you concentrated on that every day, the one thing that you could guarantee yourself is that you would be getting all of the nutrients that your body needs every day, not only to stay healthy, but also to ward off some of our most common diseases, diabetes, cardiovascular diseases. Those are things that in our age group are kind of prevalent in America and that we struggle with, high blood pressure. So this is a really simple way. And again, some people are taking it a step further and they're counting calories, or they may be counting carbs. And I'm not here to talk about those as if they're not important, but a very simple way to make sure you're getting a healthy diet is to count food groups. So that was kind of the purpose of taking a look. And you could look each day. You could look at the end of the day, look back and see what you've eaten. So it would help you plan for the next day, you know. And if you're really busy, you may take a midweek look. So you'll notice on our food log that I stopped on Thursday. And so that's when there's 7 days, you got to pick, is it 3 is mid or 4 is mid? So I stopped on Thursday, but on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if I took a look midweek, it would give me a chance to plan a little bit more. And weekends can tend to be, those are the times of when we go out to visit neighbors or family. Weekends can be busy. So to take a look midweek can help you if you're planning to get in there. One of the things that I like to mention as far as our fruits, and Pat taking a drink there just now helped me to just remind you that if it's 100% fruit juice, it would count as a serving of fruit. So if you're not one to enjoy eating fruit, then certainly having fruit juice is a great way. And, you could make it into a fruit juice spritzer. You could soak your fruit in fruit juice. You could cook your fruit in fruit juice. So there's all kinds of ways to add in extra fruit servings for the day. So what other questions do you have about our topic today of a food log? Has anybody used a food log before? Even if it wasn't for this same purpose?
Well, I mean,
Yes.
Yeah, Pat.
way back when we had Weight Watchers, way back.
Okay, yeah. It used to be a pretty common thing to do. And I think, I know for myself, now that I'm in my 50s, my husband has said, he'll ask me, did you mail this? Did you do this? I forget. I may have done it, but I forget. So if you're going to ask me what I ate all week long and it's Friday, I couldn't tell you. So having it on are you like me? Is anybody else like that? Because I am definitely.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. And so, and especially now when I was younger and I was planning meals for my family, and I had raised 2 young sons and they of course like to eat. So, I was more aware of what I was serving and what I had eaten because I ate whatever they ate. But as you get older, if you're cooking for just 1 or 2, it's a little harder to remember. And sometimes we tend to plan a little less. And so there again, a food log can really help. Can anybody think of any ways that you might use this to
Right.
help you with grocery shopping? My thought
It's a great way to
was,
help with grocery shopping.
what are you thinking, Pat? Tell me
Oh,
a
I'm
little.
thinking if you go to the grocery but you can write it down on your meal thing as to what you already have. Like I bought the peaches for here, I bought the, the salad for here or whatever, and kind of like make your menu out for you.
Yes, I agree. It's interesting because when I teach in the community, one of the things that I teach, and we'll probably maybe in coming weeks have another Zoom and talk about this a little bit more, but one of the things that I teach is how you can use your pantry and use a grocery list to help you to make sure you're getting in all your food groups. So you're right on topic, Pat, with something that is near and dear to my heart, because when I teach out in the community, people aren't cooking like they used to. And so they don't use tools
No.
like a grocery list like they used to. And you can spot them in the grocery store. They're the ones wandering around from aisle to aisle and just adding things.
Mhm.
That would be me. That's
Is
me.
that you? Sometimes I'll look
That's
in their
me.
cart. And when I look in their cart, they might have bits and pieces of things, but they don't have a complete meal. You can tell they're not shopping with the food groups in mind. And I get on to my husband like that.
Instant or ready-made.
Yes, we do a lot of that.
Instant or ready-made, that's what they're looking for
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why we
That's
have
what they're
blood
looking for now.
pressure.
And it's all got a, right.
Yeah,
That's why we have
blood
salt
pressure
problems
issues.
and everything.
Yes, too much salt in those
Yeah.
ready-made things. Yes,
Yeah.
very much. So at the beginning of our screen, our first screen, I had my email address, and I'm going to put that back up there for you again to write down. If there are topics that you think would be fun or you're curious about or you would like to do a deeper dive, send me an email and I will put together some Zooms. And Bonnie is great. She's a lot of fun. We do Zooms in our separate lives. This is the first time we've done one together. So this is a fun experience. So if there's a topic that you would enjoy, please let me know. And we can do
You can
that.
always let me know because I see you every week. So you can let me know if you think of something.
Yes. Yeah.
She
All
has
right,
a lot of knowledge.
Bonnie, I want to say thank you for letting us know about this on yesterday at the
You're
meeting.
so welcome.
I mean, on
It
Wednesday
just-
at the meeting. Otherwise,
It just tied in. So
I
it
never
did-
would have known, and I think this is a right. It's
Well,
a
I'm
wealth of
glad.
knowledge that we
I'm glad you
need that we
liked
don't, we don't always reach out there and grab it.
Well, I'm glad you got
Yes,
on here with
I did,
us.
very
'Cause
much.
You're always fun to get on here with.
well, super.
Okay, thank you.
Well, ladies, thank you, each of you, for joining in today as well. And we'll look forward to doing some things together in the future.
Okay. Thanks. Bye, Pat. I'll see you Wednesday.
Thank you, Greta.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Greta.
Who met you?
Okay,
right.
all right, bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.